Hey guys, it's Melissa here from Reiki with Melissa. So I was guided to do today's podcast about perfectionism. So many people wait to start projects or to do new things because they feel like they have to be perfect in order to show up. And I'm here to tell you today that perfectionism is just another form of fear. That fear is keeping you stuck where you are, and it's not allowing you to grow. And the reason we experience fear, as I've talked about before, is because fear is our ego's way of protecting us and keeping us safe. When you were little, fear taught you not to step into traffic or not to stick your finger in a light socket, right? Because our parents were always there telling us, don't do that, don't do that. And it created within us fear. And when we were little, it was a survival instinct. We needed that fear because that's what kept us from doing things that would harm us. But as we've gotten older, we're still experiencing fear, thinking that this fear is keeping us safe. But in actuality, this fear is actually keeping us small, and it's keeping us stuck where we are. I've been on many groups this past week, getting on other people's Facebook Lives and looking at other people's posts, and I have seen so many posts this week that have been on the same topic, which is fear of not being enough and fear of not starting something because they feel like they have to be perfect in order to start it. And to me, that was just a sign from the universe saying, you really need to talk about this because it's affecting a lot of people. And I believe that it is, and myself included. It affected me. I know most of you know that I have a Reiki business and I just started it. And my business isn't where I want it to be yet because it's still growing. But part of me is still struggling with, do I know enough? Am I good enough? And not even in my Reiki business, but I'm a German teacher too. And when I go for interviews for a German teaching job, every time they go to the portion of the job where let's speak in German, I flip out, like my brain shuts off. And the reason is just fear of not being perfect. And they're not looking for someone perfect. They're just looking for someone who's going to be a good teacher and who can get the material across to students in a meaningful way. And I'm totally capable of doing that. Am I perfect? No. I don't know anyone who's perfect, and I don't think I'd want to. They would probably be very boring. But my brain, for some reason, keeps telling me that I have to be perfect. And it's really just my ego telling me that I have to be perfect. And that's a form of fear, which is holding me back. Your ego will mess with you so much, and we need to learn how to tell it to shut up and go away. Because it's not keeping us protected, it's keeping us small. We are not living life to its fullest potential when we follow our ego. If you're afraid to try new things because you feel like you have to be perfect when you do, you'd never do anything. So many of us are afraid to put ourselves out there. Doing these Facebook Lives is so much fun for me, but also there's a very teeny tiny amount of terror that resides in me when I do them because I feel like I have to say the right thing, I have to look a certain way, I have to do this. And it takes a conscious effort for me to say to my ego, shut up. You're not in charge here. Go away. Go take a break. Because if I were to listen to my ego, I never would do the Facebook Lives. I wouldn't even get started because I would be too afraid, too scared. But now that I've done them, I know that my ego is a liar because I didn't need to be perfect. People connected with me because I was like them, because I'm human, because they see my flaws. People like it when your dog walks in the middle of the chute because, yeah, they have a dog too and they can connect with that. Why do you have to be perfect to start something? It's just your ego telling you that you have to be perfect. Does your ego also tell you that you have to know that what you're doing is helping others? Because mine did. My ego said, If you don't hear from anybody that it's not helping them, then what's the point? You're not good at this. You're not doing it. It's not working. And that's a lie. It's all a lie. I know I'm helping people. They don't have to tell me that I am. I just know that I am. And I know that I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing. So I can't let my ego get in the way. And you guys can't let your egos get in the way either. What is your ego holding you back from? Is there something that you really wanted to try to do? And your ego said, better think twice about that. You're not perfect yet. Perfectionism is not real. Okay, perfectionism is just your ego and fear holding you back. If you wait until you have the courage to do something, you're never going to do it. Because you know what? Fear is a strong thing, and you have to face it head on. Having the courage to do something doesn't mean that you're not afraid to do it. It just means you didn't let that fear stand in your way. Think about all of the people who may never have followed their dreams if they let perfectionism and fear stand in their way. There are so many people who failed at their first attempt of following their dreams. Some of the most successful people in the world failed. You can't be afraid of failure, because all it means is you tried something and it didn't work, and now you have to make adjustments. And it doesn't mean that you give it up completely. If people just gave up the first time they tried and they didn't find success, we wouldn't have all the things that we have today. Failing at something the first time doesn't mean you're a failure. It simply means try again. What did you learn? Are there adjustments you need to make? Just because you put something out there and it didn't work the first time, that doesn't mean you can't go back and redo it. Why not? Every day is a fresh day to make a new start. Just because you've invested a lot of time into a mistake doesn't mean that you should keep going with this mistake. It doesn't matter how much time you've spent. Go back and redo it. And I'll give you an example, and I've mentioned this before, but I know teachers who have a bad lesson plan and they just keep doing the same lesson plan all day long, even though they know it sucked and they know their kids didn't learn anything and were confused and it didn't work out. Why would you do that? Isn't the definition of insanity doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results? Why would you keep pushing the same thing if it isn't working? To me, being truly prepared in life and being able to do things means being able to be flexible. It doesn't mean being perfect. It means when I know that what I'm doing isn't working, I try something different. Right? That's what I do in teaching. If I have a lesson plan that I know was bad and isn't working, I don't keep doing that same lesson plan for the rest of my day. I make adjustments before that next hour. I have 5 minutes in between classes, and I use those 5 minutes sometimes to totally make adjustments. I've even scrapped a lesson plan and done one from scratch when I knew something didn't work. Why? Because I know that you cannot get results from doing something that does not work. And I'm not afraid to not look perfect. I know I'm not perfect, and I'm not out there to show people that I am. I'm out there to show people that I'm dedicated, that I have integrity, that I love what I do, and I'm passionate about what I do, and that I know that I am good at what I do. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect at what I do. It just means I know and have confidence in myself. And that when I go out there to do something, I'm going to make sure that I do it to the best of my ability. And if I've made a mistake, I'm going to go back and correct it and fix it. I'm not worried about making the mistake because I know that if I do, I can start over. I can fix it. I can change it. And so can all of you. Making a mistake is not the end of the world. I love when kids in my classroom make mistakes because it's a teachable moment for me. And it's a way for me to tell the kids, hey, making mistakes is how we learn. It's when you refuse to stop and fix it and you keep making the same one over and over that you're failing. And wouldn't you say that's true? I think it's true. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and to make mistakes. No one expects you to be perfect, okay? Your ego is the only one that's expecting you to be perfect. All you have to do is show up and give it your best. And if you fail, fix it. Go back and fix it. Start over. Don't be afraid of wasting time. Time that is spent learning new things, figuring out how to do something better is never time that's wasted. So I don't know what you're afraid to start today or what you're holding yourself back with today, but I'm here to tell you that the universe is sending a message loud and clear. Stop waiting until you're perfect, because that's not going to happen. It's just a way of holding yourself back and keeping you from even starting. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up. You have to want to be there, and you have to give it your best. And if you make mistakes, know that you can fix it. There's always room for error and correction. Always. Think about your kids. They don't want a perfect parent. They just want a parent who shows up and loves them and does their best. When they grow up, they're not going to look back and see all the mistakes you made. They're going to see all the love you gave them, and that's what they're going to feel, and that's what they're going to take with them. And it's the same thing in your life, in your business, and whatever you choose to do. People are not going to pick out your flaws, and if they do, that's on them. That says more about their character than it does yours. And you can't worry what other people are going to think about you, because that's none of your business anyway. Your true tribe, who finds you and supports you and who needs you and are the reason you're doing what you're doing, are going to love you no matter what. They're going to support you no matter what. And when they do see your humanity, it's going to make them connect even more with you, because they're not looking for the perfect, insert whatever it is you want to do. If you want to write a book, they're not looking for the perfect author. If you want to go into a healing practice, they're not looking for the perfect Reiki practitioner. They're just looking for someone to help them. Think about the people that you connect with. What are the qualities that they have that you love and that you want to follow and copy and emulate? What do they have? Are they perfect? I'm going to bet you're going to say no, they're not. Because I tell you what, if anyone's looking up to me, I am not perfect, and I'm the first to admit it, and you can tell that because some of my podcasts, my earlier ones, I didn't know what I was doing. But you know what? I didn't let that stop me either. I didn't let fear hold me back, because if I had, I wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be listening to me. I would never have started. I would have hid under my rock in my safe place, doing the thing I always do. But I decided that that's not the life I want to live. I don't want to choose comfort. I want to choose fulfillment, helping others, showing up, stepping into the light. That's who I am. Who are you? I urge you today to think about what's holding you back. And if it's fear, let's just take a moment. I want you to take some deep breaths in. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in some healing energy. And when you breathe out, We're going to let that fear go. Breathe in healing energy. Breathe out and let that fear go. We're going to ask that Archangel Michael step in and be forward here with us today. That anyone who's listening, who is holding on to any kind of fear and is allowing their ego to stop them and keep them from their destiny, we're asking that Archangel Michael be with you today, that you feel his loving presence, the calm that takes over your body when he's near you. He's filling you up with courage and letting you know that you don't need to worry about fear. Let it go. He's taking that fear from you and filling you up with peace and courage. And that you will be successful in whatever you do, because you are perfect and you have everything you need right now at this very moment to follow your dreams, to reach your goals. You have everything you need within you right now. And we're going to ask that Archangel Michael continue to be with you in the days, weeks, and months to come as you follow your dreams. He's protecting and surrounding you in a bubble of his blue light, protecting you and keeping you from fear. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Amen. And he's going to be with you at any time you feel that fear creeping in again. Just call on him. You can do some tapping if you feel like this fear is really deep-rooted. Do some emotional freedom technique tappings. You can just go to YouTube. Brad Yates has them. Julia Treat has some. Go to YouTube. Just do a search. What is it you're feeling? What is it you're afraid of? Search for that. You can release those emotions and fears. So now I want to pull a card for you. I hope that you are going to meet your fears head on. Remember that phrase, forget your fears. If you're by yourself and not around children and you want to use a stronger F word, do it. Forget those fears. They're not helping you. They are keeping you stuck and keeping you small. They're not protecting you anymore. They're just hindering you. The card I'm going to pull for you today, card for the collective, is from The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. You cannot make this stuff up. The card I pulled says, "Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good." Guys, what did I say? The universe is helping you push you past your fears. It's all about perception. If you think you can do it, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't. It's perception, guys, 100%. And if you're having trouble changing this mindset, I highly, highly urge you to check out my program, A Purposeful Pilgrimage. There I teach you how to say, forget fear. I teach you that fear is just a limiting belief that's holding you back. And I give you several methods to get rid of this fear. There are tappings, there are meditations, there's a cord cutting. I teach you how to journal and write down your fears, to recognize them, and how to get rid of them once and for all. And guys, it works. It so works. Once you realize what your fears are and what's holding you back, and you say, forget the fear, the stuff you want comes pouring in. You see success because you are everything and have everything you need. You just have to see it. You just have to recognize it, and you just have to believe it. We have spent our whole lives being told we're not enough. I'm telling you, you are. The universe is telling you, you are. Now you have to tell yourself you are. Go to my website. That program, it can be split into 2 payments if finances are an issue for you. Don't wait. Invest in yourself today. You're worth it. You deserve it. Stop letting fear hold you back. If you'd like to get a Reiki session with me, we can take a deeper look at what's holding you back, what emotions are holding you back, and we can fix it. If you want a reading with me because you want to know, maybe you don't know what's holding you back and you don't know what path you should choose and you need more guidance, and you need more clarity, book a session with me. We'll dive into it. We'll figure out what's going on and we'll figure out what your best path and best choice is. If you just would want to coach with me so you can live your best life possible, see where you should be going, not sure what your purpose is, feeling like you're lost and don't have a sense of purpose, we can find that for you. Work with me. I would love to work with you. And you don't have to be perfect, and I don't have to be perfect. We're just going to show up and we're going to do it because it's possible. All things are possible. The universe has our back if we just trust. Thank you guys so much for being here, for being the proof that I didn't have to be perfect for my tribe to show up. You're all showing up, and I love you all, and I'm so thankful for you all. If you like this podcast and might know of someone else who could use this podcast, please share it with others. Please leave stars and comments on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify because that's how other people find me. And please show up on my Facebook Lives Mondays and Wednesdays on my Facebook Reiki with Melissa page. We have a good time. I pick cards for people. It's amazing. I'm enjoying it so much, and you all are the reason for that and a big part of that. So I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope that you are telling fear to go take a flying you-know-what as often as you can, and that you're living your best life possible. I will talk to you guys again soon, sending you massive love and light. Bye-bye.